Hello and welcome back. I'm Michael,
And I am Matt.
and you're on the Stevens Playbook. So we got a lot to cover. We've been moving, we've been communicating and collaborating, and now we're here. You want to give a summary, or are we going to go into the 3 points first?
Let's go in 3 points because we do have a lot to talk about.
Cool. Yeah, so we'll break off in here. This is from chapter 5 in Think and Grow Rich, continuing to push at this. This one's about specialized knowledge. So in this chapter, some of the key points that I highlighted, not going to go over all of them, but one is any person is educated who knows where to get knowledge when needed and how to organize that knowledge into definite plans of action. So a part of this is finding people that know information or reading information or watching or just learning by trial and error. Any way that you can get it, it doesn't matter what you know, it's about how you apply it or that you can apply it. So we're working every day to make sure that we're applying what we're learning, writing down, taking notes, and then applying. So yeah, what are some things you got on that?
Pretty much anything that we listen to because we listen to so many great people now, like just millionaires and billionaires that have done like great things and their advice, and then we write it down. Like I write down notes all the time of people that are way better than me.
Mm-hmm. But it's about applying it.
Well, yeah, writing it down and then applying it.
Yeah.
But I think that goes with another point you had, right?
Yeah. So that goes just perfectly with this one. It says knowledge has no value except that which can be gained from its application towards some worthy end. So that goes back to the quality of the information and that you're reading the right stuff. We talked about today. All these books are great and all these podcasts are great, but you got to know like what phase you're in life and business and what is going to apply to you. Because yeah, it's good to take notes on how to lead a multi-billion-dollar company, so that when we get there, we're set or we are building into where we need to go. But what we don't do, or what we are doing right now, is look for those things that are going to be applicable right now. Like you can take that and you can implement it tomorrow or today and see results. And so, for example, just like going into like in depth tactical how to build an app, how to manage time, manage processes, how to communicate, how to think strategically, a whole bunch of different topics that you can go down.
There was a book my uncle a long time ago when I was still in high school gave me a book called Relationships 101 by John C. Maxwell, and it's a tiny book, very good book, and I read it and I thought it was a good book, but it didn't like it was just a book. And it wasn't until like I read it like 2 years ago, like a long time later, that I reread it and it just slapped different. Like it was just a whole different book. I read it. I was like, where has this been my whole life? Even though I've already read it a long time ago, it's just the applications were so different because I was in a different mindset at the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They say the way of success is the way of continuous pursuit of knowledge. And that's true. You always need to be learning, because the moment that you think that you know what's going on is the moment that you know the least about what's actually going on.
Very true.
Yeah, so it's all about what you know, but also you can't know everything. It's all about who you know as well, because you can have gaps and have people fill them. Find somebody who knows something and bring that person close to you so that you also know that. So if you are the person that's organizing a group of friends, peers, whatever it is, you're organizing a group of knowledge really. And you are the equivalent of the sum of all of that knowledge, because you can access it and communicate. And hopefully you're giving back an equal amount of value to those people. But yeah, so it's about what you know, who you know, but most importantly, how you apply what you know.
Yeah, we both talked about probably a couple episodes ago, we both talked about how like hard work beats talent like every time. And there's a lot of truth to that, but then there's also the point of like, take someone like me versus a professional basketball player. No matter how much I try, I'm never gonna reach the height of him to compete on a certain level, no matter how hard I try. But it goes back to the principle that of what I realized yesterday. And I think like this is one of those things where you read something and you're like, man, this is important. And then later on in life, you reread it again and you're like, oh, I didn't understand it was that important. And this was one of those things that I wrote down before is like it doesn't matter like how much potential you have. There's a saying called the law of the lid by John C. Maxwell, or John C. Maxwell is the one that created it. I think it's in his books 21 Leadership Principles or something. I don't know. It's over there. It's my next book I'm going to read. But the law of the lid says that your potential is only capped at the ability of your leadership skills. And so going back to what does that mean? So that means that if you have your leadership skills on par, that you can incorporate other people into your plan, you're one person. Oh, there it is. Your potential all of a sudden explodes because it's not just your potential anymore, it's other people's potential that you bring in into the fold, and so you can achieve a lot more. Oh wow, two in a row. He just nodded away. Yeah, yeah,
Is it me? I don't
yeah.
even know.
And so I have a few things I want to say. I watched a video on this and I forgot who for the life of me who gave me this information, but I thought it was really good. So how to reach your full potential, there's 7 steps. It must matter to you. It must invoke emotion. Number 2 is initiation versus reaction. At some point, you just have to lead. You can't wait for others. You can't be a chaser. Number 3 is the systems that help you think less. So the brain is initially lazy, and that's the reason like doing a habit over and over, like it becomes easier and easier the more you do it because you don't have to think about it. It's just automatic. It's just habit. It's just routine. And number 4 is conserve energy. Invest in big stuff. Don't waste stuff on small stuff. So, and that's the thing that you talk about consistently about like the principles of like choosing what's most important. Conserve your energy on the small stuff and just focus on the really big stuff. Number 5 is move on faster. So that means don't worry, like don't let rejection hold you back. Like you want to fail as fast as possible and then just move on to the next thing. 6 is define hard work, highest returns of hours. So track your hours towards activities, define it down to the minutes, seconds, and hours. And so I have my legend planner that I track down to the 30 minutes. I haven't got further than that, but I define exactly what hard work is because every 30 minutes I write what I do and then I know what I've done for the past 30 minutes and I know exactly where I'm messing up. And then number 7, the last one is compete up. So don't be afraid to suck at the next level. So if you were to if you were doing like a beginner, if you don't have like any dancing, for example, like dancing, I go into dancing at the beginner level and I'm with all the other beginners and it's hard. And then as I go on to the advanced classes, the easy classes become easier, and I'm very confident there. I can be with the beginner people and look like I know what I'm doing. But as soon as I go into the advanced class, it's a whole different ball game, and I'm a child again, pretty much. And so that's kind of what it means when it says compete upwards. It means always try to get yourself into the uncomfortable position of learning faster. So the more people you surround yourself with that are better than you, the faster you learn.
Sweet.
It's a lot.
Yeah, so right now we're working to build that specialized knowledge and kind of figure out, where each other's gaps are so that I mean we kind of figured this out, but where each other's gaps are so that we can both specialize in those gaps separately. So ultimately, at the end of the day, we're going to be able to push at a level that we wouldn't be able to if we were both focusing on the exact same thing. So cool things to come. Excited to share them. But for now, thanks for tuning in.